Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Therapy, where 5 friends from across time and space come together for some much-needed Dungeons and Dragons. How are we all?
Yes.
Doing good. I have an ad.
Ooh. I'm sorry?
You have a what?
I have an ad. The stream is on and it's just started with an ad.
Oh.
Oh. Well, that segues nicely into our first announcement.
So anyone that's joined us is maybe still on an ad, so we don't know. Hello.
Hello. Well, that being the case, our first announcement is that we're affiliates now. Woo! Jesus
Christ! What happened?
Well, Discord disagreed with you. Discord disagreed with your screeching.
Well, that's rude of it.
So we're affiliates now. And as Nate kind of pointed out there, we don't really know what we're doing.
Nope.
With this is a learning experience for everybody. Isn't that fun, guys? Isn't it great?
Yes.
We're all learning.
Yes.
Learning together. Yeah. So if you get an ad, thanks for the pennies, I guess.
Also, sorry, we did turn them off for the Thursday night one. I don't know why they're...
I think...
Yeah.
I probably... I mean, I've had a look through there, but I don't know what I'm doing. We should probably, have a call about this. And not discuss it in the middle of a stream.
Yes.
So, hi, everyone. Thursday Night Therapy. This is the chaos that you come for. Because it certainly isn't the gameplay. Announcements. Yeah, we're affiliates now. No screeching, please, Nate. That was all.
I said woohoo, but clearly none of it came out.
Oh,
well,
no.
we heard the woo.
Yeah, and then no who.
And Discord went, enough of that shit.
Discord said, "Fuck you, it's not happening."
Yeah,
excellent.
Enough of that screechiness. Another announcement is that we are not streaming next week. At all. No painting sessions. No Winter Wednesday. No D&D. Nout. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. It's because Nadz is going on holiday, which I'm sure he deserves. However, he's the only one who knows how to stream.
Knows is a strong term.
Well, we're on the internet right now, so therefore it's technically fine.
I've managed to get us here somehow.
Yay!
Somehow, some way, we've got here eventually.
Somehow, I'm still alive. No streaming next week. The week after that, though, is the return of the Nexus Championship League.
Wonderful.
Where we are going to be taking a break from our main campaign to have a little battle royale, which is always fun. We do have some audience participation in our battle royales as well. So if you fancy coming along and sitting in the chat, then you may be called upon to roll a dice to decide the fate of the players.
It's always exciting.
Wonderful.
Especially as I now have 4 arenas, so I'm going to be rolling to see which arena you guys are going to be playing in.
Oh my goodness.
That's going to be interesting.
No pre-planning for you guys.
We can't pre-plan anyway.
You might.
We know nothing.
Yeah, there is that. With that, I don't think there's any other announcements other than
follow the socials, and if you'd like to, you can subscribe on Twitch.
Yeah. If you like this barely controlled chaos of a stream, you can support us by dropping a little sub our way. If you have an Amazon Prime that you're not doing anything with, and you have a little sub in there, then maybe you want to check it our way.
And officially sold out. It's great.
We have that's yeah. Well, fuck it. Why not? Everyone else does.
Everyone else does.
Absolutely.
Yep. So there we go. So with that, unless anybody has anything else they wish to raise.
No.
Right. Well, in that case, with that, let's do a heckin' thing.
What can I say? It was, very interesting. Of course, the fight started well. We did the killing and the maiming, and I even yeeted somebody into the fucking lava. That was fun. Until it wasn't, because, unfortunately, something that Gray and I had seen before oozed its way into the arena. I still don't know what they are called, but they are disgusting, full of mouths, and if you hear their whispers, it makes you do crazy shit. So, of course, I did the only logical thing and stabbed my eardrums out. After that, we did well, I think. We defeated the whatever they were, with the mouths and the whispering, and then were, unfortunately, confronted with a zombified ice giant. Don't ask me how or why. And so, I was running low on magic and decided to try my hand at going one-on-one with this thing. Great idea, right? Not so much. Things were looking dire. But then, Fichte, the unlikeliest of heroes, struck with his dagger. Who knows what mysterious powers the blade held, but with one move, the ice giant crumbled into ashes. This is something we're going to have a talk about later, I think. Anyway, we won, and the demon Nevron said that we are so entertaining. He actually rewarded us with a bonus. He told us that the gods are still alive. And if we can find them, we can free them. I mean, I know, right? Lord dump. But here we are. We managed to escape with our souls kind of intact. Our bodies, well, you know what they're like. Zombified as always. And now we await Bonk's arrival to take us back to the Vehryn. We have a lot of questions.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Nadz. So, you are here, beneath the tree. Still in the material plane, as Bonk has not yet come to collect you. I believe you've all taken a short rest, or your equivalent of a long rest, whilst you're here.
I think we were taking short... I rolled dice for short rest, but if we had enough time for a long rest, then yes.
Yes, yeah. So, Bonk isn't coming through every hour at the moment because he simply doesn't have the time to do so. So, yeah, you would all have the ability to have a long rest, yeah.
Excellent. And we leveled up.
You did.
Yes, we did.
So, 10, yes?
Level 10.
Okay. Just checking that I had actually leveled the character.
I'm about to say. Yes. So you have 4 hours basically of downtime to take your long rest, because that's what you all need for a long rest. Anything you guys want to be doing during that time?
No, but we are at the tree, correct?
You are indeed at the tree, yes.
Do you want to switch the image?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you didn't do your blurb.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's there in text form. It's fine.
Yeah.
I've done the thing in the chat. We're good.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just asked because I saw this before, and I think this is an amazing image, Troy.
It is pretty great.
I do like it.
It's very pretty. So, yes. So, rest is taken, levels are upped, and whatnot. Shortly afterwards, the trunk of the tree opens. Bonk sticks his head out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you are. You're back.
Ah, Mr. Bonk. So good to see you.
Really? Most people don't say that.
Yeah, Herr Bonk, you are Zeit for so eyes.
Oh, well, nice of you to say. Thank you very much. Did you guys do what you needed to do? You all whatever mysterious mission you've been on?
Yeah.
Indeed we have.
Right. You ready to go?
Oh, are we?
That's why I asked you.
Yeah,
yes.
we are definitely done here. We need to get back quickly. There's a few things that we need to take care of, I'd say.
All right. Well, and he steps out of the way and steps to one side. After you.
Run through.
Off we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the familiar purple tunnel of light, the sensation of movement while standing still, and you step out into the shanty town of the Twilight Court.
Has it changed much?
Give me a perception check.
Ooh. A perception, you say?
I do say.
The perception is 14.
14. Okay, so nothing in this immediate area. The regular... It's exactly called pilgrims, because it's not going anywhere, but the regular people who kind of wait for Bonk to go and arrive are there. But they're looking a little bit cowed. Like they may have been given a talking to before someone may have stepped through a tree. But a bit further in, amongst the rings of tents and houses, you notice a couple of stone pillars, columns that weren't there before.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's it's probably about 50 feet away from where you are currently.
How tall are these columns?
Probably about 8 foot tall.
Okay.
I'm probably not going to notice that because didn't I take the soul orb? That's
Yes,
not my possession. Yeah,
you
so
currently have the soul orb.
I'm probably just like clutching this thing to my chest, like really nervous about not damaging it. So I wouldn't have noticed it. I don't think.
I don't think I would have paid enough attention. I wouldn't have found it interesting enough to have said anything, but I've noticed it.
Okay. Oh, you're back in the Twilight Court. What would you like to do?
Herr Bonk, we need to get to the sleeping man quite quickly. Is he still in with Snicked?
Yeah, no, we don't move him. So yeah.
Yeah, we have what we need to wake him up.
Oh, oh, all right. Oh, come. Well, why don't you say so? Let's go.
Lead on, Herr Bonk.
Yep. So he leads his way through, pushes his way through the gathered assemblage. Possibly a little bit rougher than you might expect. No, he's not like swinging his axe and knocking people to one side, but he does reasonably tersely push his way through.
His patience is running thin.
Yeah, so he makes his way over to the combined forge / laboratory of Oakenheart and Snicked. Walks through the doors, and as you follow him, once again the smell of the forge mixed with whatever weird acrid chemical Snicked is currently playing with it's an interesting mix. And he stomps over. You see Snick look up from his bench. Like, you're back so soon. He's like, no time. Right. And he goes over to the sleeping man. He steps to one side and looks at you expectantly. Go on in. What do you need to do?
So, DM, if I'm remembering correctly, I have to break this thing over his chest.
That is what the demon said.
Yes. Right. So I look at the form. Is he fully clothed?
Yes, yeah, he's in what you would probably describe as a wizard's robes.
Okay.
It's definitely reasonably well tailored. It kind of stands out a bit in the drab here. It definitely looks tailored compared to some of the kind of shanty style clothes that you've seen of people wearing outside.
Okay, I'm gonna if there's like buttons or something, I'm just gonna say, Taral, can you unbutton the tunic? I don't want to get this wrong. He should probably be bare-chested for this.
Yes, of course. Yeah, and Taral hastens to do so.
So as you undress the unconscious man, yeah. So you open up his tunic, as you said, and looking at his chest, it looks quite not exactly skeletal or gaunt. Or gaunt is probably a better word for it, but yeah, you can clearly see his ribs through his chest.
Emaciated.
Yeah.
Okay. I will rest the orb on his chest and kind of take a breath, even though no, I don't take a breath because I'm undead. I keep forgetting that.
I mean, you can out of habit.
I do it out of habit, I think. I just go, okay, here we go, and I apply pressure to the orb until it breaks in my hand.
Okay. So you press down, and initially the glass doesn't give, and you can see it leaving an imprint in his rib cage. And for a second, you're getting slightly concerned that you may end up breaking something over the new orb. But just as you're beginning to think, maybe I should leave this offer, the orb begins to crack, and as soon as one crack appears, it spreads very quickly, and before you know it, the glass disappears almost immediately. It evaporates along with the echoes of the shattering, which echo oddly in this enclosed space. It's almost as if the echo is not necessarily all on one plane. Ooh. But as you do, your hand presses against his chest, and the green smoke that filled the glass orb sinks into the chest until you're doing nothing but touching skin.
Okay. As I am touching his skin, I am going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
Oh, nice. So maximum, so that's 11 hit points.
Okay. So as your hand sinks in, presses against his chest, the glow of the spell leaves your hand and sinks into his body, and as it does so, you see it beginning to fill out ever so slightly. The ribs aren't quite so accented now. And looking up at his face, as he was sleeping was quite gaunt. You can clearly see his cheekbones. He has some stubble and a chin beard, which looks to be white with a kind of ginger stripe down the middle. Although his hair itself is quite a healthy red.
Uh-huh.
And as your spell takes hold, his cheeks fill out ever so slightly. He looks a lot. It looks a lot better just for this slight healing. And as you're looking at his face, his eyes slam open, and his eyes glow green very briefly.
Ooh. Immediate hand to sword. On the belt, not drawn, just reactionary.
And as his eyes open, and he looks around. His eyes are wild. He has no idea where he is or what's happening. What are you?
Calm down.
Taral actually holds him by the shoulders, just kind of not pinning him down, but just like almost supporting him and stop him flailing about too much.
Just say, Eric Torborg, calm.
You. And he looks at you, Rune, and his eyes focus, and for a second, you a look of almost recognition passes across his face, and then he slumps back down again, and his eyes close. This time, though, his breathing is steady.
Okay. All right.
Rather than the shallow, almost death-like sleep that he was in previously.
Okay. I would like to. Where is it? Features and traits. No, that's. So, yeah, I would like to use Divine Sense to check if he is undead or a celestial or fiend.
Okay. Right. So yeah, you extend your own essence into him. You're nothing back on any of those. As far as you can tell, he appears to be.
He's actually a alive person. Ah. Alright, I'll turn to everyone else in the room. I'll say, he lives. He's not like us. He lives.
That is a small mercy.
At this point, Snicked kind of slips in between you, like, well, you had done well to wake him up. However, it looks like he is sleeping. Properly sleeping now, not the sleeping of the dead. I was beginning to worry. Perhaps we let him rest
Yes.
for a bit?
Who knows what trials his soul has been through. This man deserves his rest.
Yes. I will look after him. We have some healers in the village, so I will go fetch one, and we will make sure that he is cared for. As soon as he is awake, I will come and let you know, yes?
Thank you, Snicked.
Yeah, thank you. I may have need of you, Snicked, if you have a few moments while he is asleep.
Yes.
But this
sorry.
this is not pressing need just yet.
Well, he's clearly not going anywhere. Sorry, I forget. I'm not good with names. What is your name?
Yeah, my name is Fichte Oafstend.
Fichte. I will try to remember. Fichte. Okay, sounds like Snicked.
Yeah, indeed it does.
Oh, yes. Fichte, who sounds like Snicked. What can I do?
I have collected some things from the overworld. Sorry, what did you call it? The material plane?
The plane material, yes.
Yeah, that one. I have collected some things, but also I was wondering if you are any good with identifying magical items.
Oh, and as soon as you say that, his eyes light up. You have found something magical?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I will look to the rest of them as the rest of the group was like, yeah, I found some things that was very helpful, but I do not know exactly what it is. Is this
Right.
something that you could help with?
I can certainly try. What is it? What have you got?
And I will pull the dagger from a sheath and hold it by the blade to hand it to him, carefully and respectfully.
Oh, this, and his eyes are like wide as saucers now. It's like, this is very pretty.
Yeah, indeed it is.
And he takes it. He takes the handle very, very gently in both hands. It's like, and he begins to like rub his thumb over the hilt. Like, I've not come across anything like this before. This is special. Okay.
Can
He
I
takes it over to
insight check him?
Okay.
I don't know.
This-
Can you?
Is he weird, or is there something he's not saying?
All right. Give me an insight check.
Insight of 5. He's just a fucking weirdo.
He's a kobold.
I mean, fair, yeah.
Have you? I mean, would Fichte have had much to do with kobolds in his previous life?
That depends. How normal were they? Were they something that would be found in a city, or were they something
very,
that...
very unlikely?
Then, unless he was nicking something from someone who had kobolds as servants, then probably fucking not.
Okay.
There wouldn't be any kobold nobles he'd know of, so...
Not many knocking around, no.
No.
Okay. So, he takes the blade from you. And he lays it down on his desk. And he's like, so, what can we do here? Something special, I'm sure. And he starts to root around in his drawers and his chemicals. So yes, I believe if I mix this with this, and I smear it on, then it should reveal its secrets to me. Right. So he begins to bustle around and begins mixing chemicals together. And he ends up with, it appears to be a clear liquid, but it's rather viscous.
Okay.
And he takes a small kind of paintbrush and dips it in and begins to gently run it along the blade and along the handle. And he places his hands upon it. And those of you who are magically attuned, you will begin to feel a slight magical emanation coming from him, if you're paying attention, of course. And he goes, oh, no. And he pushes the blade back towards you across the desk. My friend, that is bad news.
Yeah, I figured.
And Nate, out of character now.
Yes.
Normally, identify doesn't give you, because you know the blade is cursed. He doesn't normally give you curse. However, I am going to give you that because I think it's more fun.
Okay, sure. That's fun.
So, if you want to check your Facebook.
Oh, you've sent it over there. Un momento, por favor.
And you can share with the group what you want to share.
Oh, God, it's one of those situations.
Of course it is.
That'll be fun.
Taral is over Fichte's shoulder. Very much knowing.
Wouldn't we all know?
How much was revealed? I can't remember.
In this instance, Sean, he's so Snicked is going to basically scribble down what he has picked up from it. The flavor text which I've sent to Nate is basically, he magical wibbly wobbly timey wimey. He now knows this stuff. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the ever-loving fuck? Well then. Oh, I've got... Jesus Christ, you fucking asshole.
Oh no.
You right there, Fichte, buddy?
This is all out of character right now, but fuck me. Yeah, no, Fichte would be reading this bit of paper and... Well, he looks like he's made of stone. Are you inciting him or just asking the question?
Taral will insight check him, definitely.
To see whether I make any faces.
That's a natural 20.
Well, I guess I could get fucked. God damn.
Well, I mean, would you want to see? Do you have a... Would you be trying to hide your feelings?
Yeah.
All right, then give me deception. You might get 20 as well.
I rolled pretty fucking well, but not...
Yeah.
I rolled a 23.
That was very close.
Jesus Christ. All I'm going to say is that Taral would see a twitch of the eye.
And
the fact that he looks like he's made of stone That's very unusual. Excuse me. Holy fuck.
It causes terrible wind, apparently.
Yeah. Okay. This is very interesting. Thank you so much.
Yes, excellent. Very, very glad to help. Keep it away from me, please.
Yeah, of course. And very quickly and deftly, I will put it back in the sheath and look at everyone looking at me. So, yeah, that is very helpful. Snick, where would you like those things that we have collected?
Ah, yes. Put them on the desk, please.
Yeah,
and I will see what I can cook up for you.
Do you want me to tell you what I'm giving you?
Yes, please.
I have an uncommon curative, a rare curative, 2 uncommon reactives, and 2 rare poisonous.
Okay. Right. So he looks at this stuff and he's like, "Oh, I do not see these things often. This is exciting. Okay, I will make some interesting things for you. Give me an hour or two, and I will see what I can cook up."
That would be wonderful. Obviously, take your time. This is fun for you, so do enjoy.
And you bring me more things. You bring me more things to identify. You bring me more things to make. Me and you could be very, very good friends.
I am hoping on it.
But first I must go find a healer. Right, you everybody out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Shift out.
So Bonk leaves with you. It's like, well, I mean, at least he's alive and not. He kind of looks at you guys, and not like I mean, not like you, not like
you need to say no more.
Yeah. But
Well,
yeah,
wasn't just that though. Apparently, and kind of stepping in a little bit closer to Bonker, we've maybe found out that the gods aren't quite dead.
he just kind of looks at you and blinks.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing that happened.
Yeah, that's what we thought too, that they are gone, but not gone forever. Yes.
I mean, all right. I mean, that's all very interesting. Where did you hear that exactly? And how did you wake him up? Actually, yeah. What? Oh, right, in the up now. In my up. Go on. You're gonna tell me everything that's happened.
This is actually, yeah. We did not tell Bonk, but we did. Well, where we were going. Okay, sit down, Bonk. This is going to be a doozy, and I proceed to tell him everything.
Many hours later.
In terms he will understand.
Yeah. So, you met a demon. What I'm assuming is the demon that left the mess that I found with Matey Boy back there, and just decided to just go off on a jaunt with him without telling me where you were going. Is that about right?
Pretty much, Bonk. That's actually fairly accurate.
Right. So
I mean, I sense your dismay, shall we say?
dismay. Dismay. I wouldn't put dismay. Fucking furious, actually, is probably what I would say. You are fucking idiots. Yeah.
I mean,
respectfully.
Bonk. I mean, I do realise this wasn't the smartest thing we've ever done, and we were fully aware of how fucking badly it could have gone. But we all came to the conclusion that, like, what other choice do we have? What other options do we actually have?
The risk was worth the reward.
It was take this shitty deal, take a perhaps not likely chance, or just do nothing. And I think we all decided we'd rather fucking try and do something and fuck it up than just give up.
Yeah, as you say, this is you know, if watching Bonk, you will see his hackles were starting to rise slightly. You know, there was a distinct whiff of rage starting to build. But as you say this, he kind of settles back down again and is like, yeah, you know, all right, no, I do. I understand where you're coming from, but it was still fucking dangerous. And honestly, I have to admit, I'm a little bit pissed off you didn't invite me. All right?
Bonk, you have more important things to do here.
Yeah, but
And it was dangerous, but I think
thought there was a whole.
the road ahead of us is paved with many a dangerous thing. The Raven Queen has basically given us this quest. She wants us to try and reclaim the material plane, which will involve battling and defeating a whole pantheon of evil deities. It's a near to impossible task, faced with perilous danger. I think what we've just faced is nothing compared to what's ahead of us. And if we couldn't have even handled that, well then, as I said, we may as well just have given up.
yeah, no, you're right. You're right. This is why you guys would do the thinking, generally speaking. But still, it was dangerous. But I understand. I do understand. All right, I get it. So, it worked out. I guess you got his soul back. I guess, which is a bit weird to say, but here we are. These are the times we live in. So, he also said that the gods aren't dead.
Well, that's what he said. I mean, he also said he's not to be trusted. So, I think we have to take that snippet of information with a handful of salt. But,
He was a devil. They like to lie.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand. I mean, I've come across a few of them in the past, decade or so. But he did give you what he promised you.
He did. I'm just saying, we can't necessarily trust him. I really want to believe him. I really want to believe that our gods are still out there somewhere. I'm just saying that's not a piece of information that we can absolutely rely upon. Let's hope it's true. But
it raises a lot of questions. Like, for instance, where are they?
One of the puzzles we need to unlock, undoubtedly. Not an easy thing to do, and may become easier, but may become harder.
Wow. This is a lot.
There was one more thing, and Taral turns to look at the others. Do we tell him who or what we also encountered?
Yeah. We kind of had a chat with your big wolf friend.
And as soon as you say that, the heckles go back up again. Like, what?
He found us.
What do you mean he found you?
I don't know. I don't know if he smelled us out or what, but he came he came storming out of the tree line towards us, and it was only in the shade of the magical tree that we are phasing between worlds through, that he cannot pass under the canopy. Thankfully, otherwise I think we'd all be mincemeat.
Right, okay. I mean, I've not tested that before. I have to admit, whenever I've met the fucker, I've tended to smack him in the face.
Yeah. Apparently he is he who shall not be named his father? Do you know this?
It might have come up.
Oh, okay. So you know that much. Okay. Yeah, so
I mean,
that happens.
Sometimes it's difficult to understand what he's saying when I'm attempting to rip his jaw off. But he goes on about, oh, my son's going to hear this and all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, whatever. Maybe I'm just going to punch you in the face until you fuck off.
Okay, Bong. I'm going to stop you there. I know that we have been away for a very long time, but my friend, you have grown mighty indeed. If you are one-on-oneing that motherfucker.
Well, it's not too bad, really. But, I mean, it's difficult to say because, you know, the whole red mist comes down and the next thing you know, I'm stood amongst a big pile of fur and metal and there's blood all over my hands and you know how it goes.
Yeah. Well. So yeah, he was there.
Right.
Running his mouth quite a lot, you know. I'm going to kill you, my son's going to find out about this, blah 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 blah. You know.
I don't remember it being quite so sing-songy, but alright. But you're saying that you stood underneath the tree and he couldn't get you?
Yeah. The tree protected us, it would seem.
I also did a little bit of spellcraft there, and I don't know. I think I almost powered up the tree. The grass grew thick and strong, and the leaves of the tree were blooming. It seemed the power I gave it was made the tree stronger, but it didn't go beyond the canopy of the tree. But certainly in that area, we felt fresh grass beneath our feet where there were none before.
Oh, I can't say I noticed, but then I wasn't really looking. I was more concerned with getting you through.
Yeah,
but
understandable.
That is interesting though. There's a lot. I have to admit, I haven't really looked into the trees a great deal. It's more of a case of, oh look, there's a door, let's go through it, and then I'll go and do stuff.
That is a fair train of thought.
Right, so they make kind of safe places.
I hope so.
That's interesting. That might be very useful if you guys like find people out in the world who aren't obviously, murderous bastards. You might be like send them back to the tree and they can kind of wait there for me to come along or for you guys to come along to call me.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we thought. If we can expand the influence of these trees, then that creates more of a safe space. I don't know if that's possible.
I don't know either. He kind of he pulls the axe off of his back and looks at it. And he's like, I don't know much about it, to be honest. And occasionally it does worry me a bit, because I'm like, and he kind of looks down at his hands and you can see the purple fur and the horns and everything. He's like, when I stop for a few minutes and I start to think, I'm like, is this actually me? Or am I now just like an extension of the axe? Is the axe in control? Because the axe was in control for quite a while. There's a lot I don't remember. And what happened if I came back, but I wasn't actually me coming back, and it's just like the axe is talking through me. I don't
I think if you are having these thoughts, it's safe to say it's you, Bonk.
Yeah, that makes my head hurt a little bit, actually.
May I? And I reach my hand out, palm up.
He kind of looks at you like, what?
May I hold the axe?
Oh. No.
Okay. Has someone else tried it before?
I don't think so.
Oh. Okay. It's understandable. So anyway, what are we doing now?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, what do you want to do now?
Well,
We cannot ask any questions of, obviously, the no longer sleeping man, because he is now sleeping again, but different.
Eric, yeah. We need to ask him
that's his
questions. Perhaps we just, hang out for a little while, get to know these people, find a place here. We've kind of been non-stop ever since we came, and maybe it's time for a little downtime. I don't know. Figure out what our next move is instead of just stumbling from one thing to the other.
Yeah, no, I get that. That makes sense. I mean, I tend to just do that anyway. But I can see it. No, I mean, planning's all well and good for those who want to do it.
I think our plan kind of revolves around Derek. Well, waking up.
Yeah, we have nothing to plan for, necessarily.
I think we just wait for now.
Right. Well, I mean, you've got the run of the place. As I said, everyone is fine. It shouldn't give any trouble, as long as you don't give them any trouble. And he looks at you, Fichte.
I will hold my hands up in feigned horror. I would never. No, me? No. Not while you are around.
Sure you wouldn't. Otherwise we might have a problem.
Oh yeah, no.
We would.
I promise I will not steal from anybody in the camp out there. No, it won't happen, I promise.
Yeah, well, people have been told to look out for you.
Yeah,
just in case you get any ideas.
I would not expect any other way.
DM.
Yes.
The thing about something else being here in the Fey realm, was that Taral's knowledge only?
Don't know, Taral, would you have told them?
I can't remember if you did or not.
I think
Rich.
I did mention it. I think I said, because I had a conversation with Bonk, but I think it was just with Bonk initially.
Okay.
About was there anything else out in the Fae? And I can't remember if we had the conversation across the whole group.
Oh,
Then
you have it now.
I shall say nothing.
Okay, so yeah, at some point Taral will turn to Bonk and say, Bonk, do you remember when we were last here and mentioned about there being maybe something else within the realms of the Feywild? Has anything else come up? Have you ventured any further?
Well, I mean, I don't tend to be honest. I only expand as far as we need to expand for any newcomers.
And what is of the new things here? You seem to be a few new structures and.
What do you mean?
Well, the columns, those. What are they?
As soon as you mention the columns, his mood again slips a bit darker. It's like, look, all right. Sometimes things just pop up, alright? I don't have complete control over this. I don't really know what I'm doing, alright? Sometimes things just appear, and I don't know why, but they're there, alright? Now, I don't know what it is. I'm not smart like you people, okay? I don't understand what's going on with some of these things. And can you all give me perception checks, please?
Wow. Yes. That is a 10. Great.
13. No, 19, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I rolled a 13.
19.
And an 18 for Fichte.
Okay. So with this outburst, you're a little bit taken aback. Taral and Fichte, though, you will notice Bonk still had his axe out when after he's been talking about it. With this outburst, though, his hand grips very tightly on the haft, and you would get the impression that maybe he might be starting to lift it.
Mm-hmm. No offense meant, Mr. Bonk. It's just we see things, we've come back. We have no idea of the passage of time when we leave here and come back here. And is it the same for you when you leave here? Does time pass exponentially, and things are built without your knowing, or I don't know.
As far as I'm aware, nothing gets built here without my say-so.
I suppose there's no materials either.
No. Now, if things are starting to pop up, then that's something that happens. I don't know why some things happen here. All right, and he's starting to simmer down a bit, and his white knuckle grip on the axe lessens slightly. Sometimes things just appear. All right, sometimes most of the time I think about it and I concentrate. And we get it, all right? So we need a new house for someone. We need some farmland. And it's there because the people need it. And I make it. Sometimes, though, maybe something might appear that I wasn't expecting. But it's never anything bad.
No. I have a theory. I think perhaps the axe being an artifact of the original Twilight God. Perhaps it has a will of its own and it is acting through you.
It's trying to rebuild.
Exactly, trying to rebuild what was once there.
Like you say, it's not a bad thing.
It's just...
Is it?
I don't like not knowing. All right? And I worry. What if I think of the wrong thing and something bad happens? It'll be my fault again.
Again?
Again.
Did something happen, Bonk?
Yeah, you died.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that again. Okay.
That wasn't really your fault, Bonk.
I could have done better.
We all could have done better.
Yeah, we all could have done a lot better.
That is on us, Bonk. You know, you did what you needed to do.
I ran.
It would have been worse if you hadn't. I mean, who would have come to find us?
None of us would be here now, Bonk, if you hadn't. Maybe they say second chances are where you really find out who you are and who you're meant to be, I suppose.
It stings, alright?
That's understandable.
But also, Bonk, look at what you've created here. Look at the amount of people you have saved. That, again, if you had stayed, and none of these people would be here.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes, alright? It's just hard. It's hard not knowing, and it's hard knowing.
Yeah. I get that, Bonk. That is just being a person. Everybody goes through that. I guarantee you. There is not a soul alive or dead that has not been through exactly the same thing.
Yeah, well, not everyone has to deal with being a caretaker of an entire plane.
It's a lot of responsibility that you did not ask for. I understand. If there's anything we can do to share the load, we'll be more than happy. You know that. You've already done so much. Not just for us. All these people. I know they look up to you, and I know that you, don't like it. I know that they've got their own way of showing their admiration for you, but maybe you can delegate some more, you know?
I don't think I can, to be honest.
Because of the axe?
I think it's because of the axe, yeah.
Right, okay. Perhaps, okay. Maybe not delegating, but do you think it would be helpful if you had, say, assistants to guide your hand when you are creating new things that are needed here? I know that people ask you for things and you need more housing, etc., but maybe if you had a small circle of, trusted elders or something that could give you some more helpful direction with the powers. But in that way you wouldn't have to think of everything yourself.
But the problem with that is that the people here tend to
idolize you?
Yeah, that's a good word. It's hard to get advice from people when they agree with everything that you say.
I understand. Perhaps then my gift to you would be to talk to these people. Maybe I can do something.
It's worth a try, but I've got to admit they're a bit. I don't want to use the word cultish. But it's a word that might fit.
Yeah, breaking the indoctrination, intended or not, that's difficult. In fact, I had to deal with that a lot in my former life. My former life. I guess I kind of had two lives before this one. But as a servant of the Dominion, I saw this all the time. It was all the worse, though, because these people idolized their oppressors. That is not healthy. At least you are doing something good.
I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
I can see that. And if I'm honest, Bonk, I am surprised is probably not the right term, but I am kind of surprised that you have taken to it so well. I know it's stressful, but a lesser person might have broken before you.
I don't have a choice, really, to be honest. It's either that or we will die, and, well...
You stepped up. Well, that is a big thing. But if there's anything that we can do, any tasks you want to delegate to us while we are here, I know we are having some downtime, but it's not like we need to sleep. And I don't feel like sitting around all day just waiting for this guy to wake up.
Well, I've got nothing that he's doing currently. To be honest, we haven't had any new intake for a while. But it is a bit concerning that there might be something out on the edges that I'm not aware of. So if you guys maybe want to go and have a look around.
I think that that was probably going to be one of the things that we wanted to do, yeah. Are you okay with that, Taral? Rich?
I think Taral's on mute.
I'm of course always interested to know if there is something out there. Yes, very much so.
Right, well, there's no, I mean, as far as I know, unless I'm out there making stuff, it's just kind of stuff. Nothing solid.
So we're able to leave the area, but it's just kind of blank?
Yeah, I think. The problem is that when I go out somewhere, it kind of builds itself around me.
Well then, what we maybe do is if I do what I did before, and I'll use my meditation, my awareness, and see if I can hone in on whatever it was again, and we will essentially set off in that direction. And all you'll need to do is just create maybe a path, just even if it's just a brick path, and we'll just keep following this pinpointed direction.
Yeah, you want to come with us, Monk?
I'll stay here, I think.
Okay.
But I'll see what I can do for you from here.
Very well. That sounds as good a plan as anything. I mean, otherwise we're just going to be sitting around here.
Right. Well then, Taral, point us in direction.
Okay. I mean, give me a moment. So I will kind of take myself off just to the side slightly, and Taral will use primeval awareness, using a spell slot to focus awareness for up to a minute for each spell slot I use, out to, and as we did before, if you allow this to be in my favoured terrain, which is sort of forest, I can go up to 6 miles.
Okay.
And I can sense aberration, celestial, dragon, elemental, fey, fiend, undead. Fey, fi, fo, fun.
Fee, fi, fo, fun, pizza, pipe, pizza. Okay. So you sit and you focus. And you're out in the open now. You've left Bonk's kind of his mound, his hobbit hole. And as soon as you step out with Bonk, everyone's attention is on Bonk at pretty much all times when he's around. They're just watching to see, is he going to do something? Is he going to perform some sort of feat, some sort of miracle? And you can hear the whispers. You can hear the general sense of awe and worship is probably another word to use.
Taral, how long will this take?
Not long. Just give me about a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perhaps if you do that, I'm just going to quickly talk to these people. And I will kind of try and get everyone's attention. And I'll say, now listen here. Would you like to know how we met our good friend Bonk?
And immediately a small crowd gathers, and it's a proper mixing pot of people and races. You got men and women, everything in between. There's a dragonborn here. There's a couple of dwarfs. There's an elf. There's even a full orc here, as opposed to a half orc. And they are wrapped immediately, like, oh, yes, tell us.
Okay. So what I'll do is I will say, okay, gather around. take a seat. Let me give you part one of our at the beginning of our friendship, and I will stand on a wall or something so that everyone's got a good view, and I will use. Let's have a look. Now, I would like to kind of use knowledge of a past life from a past life.
Okay.
To use my performance.
Yep,
I used to be a bard.
Yes, you did.
So, let me have a make an ability to check the user's skill. Roll the d6 immediately after seeing a number. Okay. Right, so let's have a look. I'll do my performance first. And then I will roll a d6. Ooh. So it's 19 plus 3, so 22.
Very good.
That ain't fucking bad.
And I'm going to enrapture as many of them as possible. But in telling this story, my intention is to bring a very mortal and flawed side to the Bonk, like literally just the story of the Bonk we know, but try to impart to them that he is just a dude. He's a bugbear that got really lucky or unlucky, however way you want to look at it, with an axe.
Okay. So, you begin to orate, and immediately you are. It's almost magic. And a good storytelling is almost magic. Even in the real world, you can tell a story to someone or a group of people, and for a small amount of time, you have those people, and they are listening to you, and you are crafting a story. You're putting images in their heads with your mouth, which is what you're doing here. And you tell the story of entering a city after being out on the road and finding a bugbear in a stable. And in attempting to, for want of a better word, humanize, because obviously we can't say bugbearize because it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah.
But you're trying to humanize him, and you start putting in a few little flourishes. Maybe the stables that you found him in hadn't been cleaned out for a while, and he was basically found sleeping in a pile of shit.
Yes.
It took you a while to convince him he needed a bath. Perhaps when you went down into the cave and found the first tree that you ever came across, he wasn't necessarily the smartest and went off after people without really considering what was going to happen. All of these things, you paint it in a normal light.
And I'm trying to impart that to them, and that whilst he might be their savior, he is still a mortal being with needs, and sometimes those needs are just a little bit of help, and a little bit of space, and a little less worship.
However,
oh dear.
in this telling, with this high roll of 22, your own storytelling, despite the fact that you're painting a picture of a normal person, is in itself coming across as being a bit
pious?
Prophet-y.
Okay.
You are spreading the word of Bonk. You walked with him.
Oh no. Oh shit.
You discovered him. You walked with him into danger. You were there at his side. Oh. You were there when he found the axe.
I just created runism.
And thus came the prophet Rune the First.
Shit. Fuck balls.
You spread his word. You know him like no other. You sing his praises in such a way. I can see the pictures in my head. How does he put them there? He must be divine.
Rune refrains from slapping the nearest person upside the head. It's very difficult.
You got to be careful with these religious guys.
Shit.
Don't I fucking know that?
These people now look upon you in a similar way to how they look upon Bonk.
Oh.
You have come to them. You have stood up high. You have lifted yourself up on a pedestal, literally by standing on a wall. And you have spun a tale of heroism, of lowly beginnings.
Do you know what? If I can take the heat off Bonk just a little bit, it's worth it. It's fine. I'll deal with it. I've been through worse.
And yeah, so whilst this is happening, Bonk kind of is giving you the side eye, and he's like, "I don't remember there being quite so much shit in when I first met you, but fine, it's fine. I can. That's fine. Some of those bits I don't quite remember, but I'm sure you know best." Rune, thank you very much for that. That's something. Taral, how are we doing over there?
For quite a while, as the story's been going on, Taral is just like waiting now, like it's over there.
Can I? I would have liked to have done something actually while Rune was
carry on
prophesizing. I'm going to sidle up next to Fichte.
Oh,
just kind of conversationally. Fichte, there's been something I've been meaning to ask you. Don't take this the wrong way. Like, I don't mean an offense, but what are you?
I was thinking about how to broach that today, out of character.
what do you mean?
Well, I mean,
there's an eyebrow raised.
Look, we all left that crypt a bit pale and pasty, but I mean, again, no offense. You seem to be several levels beyond that, almost as if that's. I mean, are you human?
Oh, no. Okay. I am not human. My people come from the earth.
You mean-
Zverd is Genasi.
Sorry. Do you mean like you come from underground, or you literally are of
No,
the earth in terms of the material?
In the old times, we were created from the earth and the stone. We are descendant from primordial entities. We are from the earth. We are living and breathing, but
You're a man of stone.
I look like rock because however many years ago, millennia, thousands, I do not know, but my family comes from rock.
Does this afford you any benefits?
It's. I mean, I can hide particularly well in the graveyard with the statues and things, but I feel no benefits per se. In part previously I was able to do things, but since my awakening, not so much.
Okay, I know what you mean. I think we've all suffered some changes that we don't really understand, but there we go.
Yeah, the essence of my being is no longer rock, shall we say. It's more death or undeath.
Oh, I get it. I mean,
Uh,
look at my face. It's yeah.
yeah. Before, Zeva, I would not say benefits, but things that I could, and people of my kind could do, but not so much anymore. But
Interesting.
yeah,
interesting.
I am not human. No.
Okay. Yeah, because no offense, man. I've been meaning to ask. You know, it's a kind of difficult subject to broach sometimes.
None taken. I do appreciate this is uncharted waters. The whole being dead thing.
Mm-hmm. Gray nods, and up until now, he's been like quite chit-chatty and just relaxed and smiley. But he's now going to almost just like stop moving and kind of fix his gaze upon you and say, and now do you want to tell me what that dagger of yours does?
I mean, yeah, it has some interesting properties.
I think we all knew that. Look, I'm not interested in it as an object. I don't want to take it from you. But believe me, I have experience with finding interesting weapons that had abilities that I wasn't initially aware of. I'm just wanting to make sure that this isn't going to be an issue or a problem for you or any of the group.
It's not. I don't believe it's going to be a problem for me as such. The dagger has not a mind of its own, but things it likes and things it doesn't. It does not like undead. So they suffer when they get hit by it, which is why, the whole giant kind of fell over. So that's very useful. It doesn't necessarily take a toll on me, but there is a chance it can affect me negatively when I use it. It would seem to me some kind of transfer of power. It could do something to me, but it could also help me do quite a lot as well. For instance, is there a tree stump or something somewhere close by? DM. Something small that I could do something to.
Not
Child,
really.
perhaps?
Child.
Timmy. Timmy.
I mean, there's nothing living around here that would allow you to do anything to.
Apart from the big tree.
Could I mean, I could just target the wall of Bonk's hut, I guess.
Yeah.
If we're outside that.
One of the pillars that you noticed previously is nearby, so you could probably aim at that.
Oh, I don't want to aim at one of those. That seems like a dumb idea. We don't know what they are. Yes, exactly. So I will, in a very quick flourish, I will pull out the blade and throw it at the wall.
Okay.
And
Did you-
Sorry. It will stick into the wall. And as you open your mouth to speak, it will puff out of existence and reappear in my sheath.
That's handy.
Yeah, that is pretty great. But there are a give and take, so to speak.
Well, I mean, I saw you got the shakes back at the gauntlet, so I
One of the
assumed there was some cost involved.
yeah, there can be a side effect.
Perhaps this should be like a in case of emergency item.
Yeah, there's not. Don't necessarily need to use it for everything. It is strong and it does very well, but there are drawbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Some more taxing than others. The shakes. That was fun.
It was fun.
No, that was one. One of the drawbacks.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah. That was one of the drawbacks. My accent makes some words problematic. You see,
Oh, yeah.
this common tongue, very strange.
It's fine.
So, yeah, not a problem necessarily. And if it is, then whoops. I don't necessarily understand all of the magic. I am like Bonk. Unless it happens, I'm not going to know.
Okay.
So yeah, keep an eye. And if the shit hits the windmill, I guess deal with it.
I'll keep an eye on you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I will. I'll pat him on the shoulder. And sort of give a nod of regard.
And I assume by the time we'd finished, Rune will just have finished his presentation.
As he turns away,
And I'll clap.
as he turns away from me, I'd just like to see if I can see what's in his pockets.
Sleight of hand
Yep.
versus perception. If you want to see if you notice what he's doing, Gray.
I guess I have to roll, right?
It's a 20.
How can
If
you roll that
it's-
badly and still get a fucking 20?
Because I have a plus 18, motherfucker!
So is this passive or is this...
Technically, this is passive because you're not actively looking for me. Because you don't know I'm doing it. But I suppose it's up to the DM of how he wants to rule it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be passive, isn't it? Because you're not actively looking. So, Fichte. Left pocket or right pocket?
in my head, I was imagining standing on his. As he turns away, he'd turn his left shoulder to me, so I'd say left pocket.
Okay. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage to your fingers as a mousetrap snaps down on you.
Wait, what?
6 points of damage.
Sean came to me quite a while ago.
What the fuck did he get a mousetrap?
And asked whether he could ask Snicked to make him a mousetrap.
You son of a fuck! You
Amazing.
devious little prick! Oh, I love you and hate you.
And
Amazing.
literally, as you said that, because I completely forgot, he just messaged me going, mousetrap!
Oh, you little bastard!
And then I asked him if it was left or right pocket, and he said left.
Well done. Well done. You're an asshole, but well done.
Well done, Sean. Have an extra point of XP.
6 bludgeoning damage.
I should probably done a D4 really, shouldn't I? But there we go. It's done
6
now.
seems a little excessive. But
Yeah. Oh, that's
6 is a six damage is a fucking short sword. What the
Yeah, that-
fuck?
that's
What
a-
kind
that's
of
a-
trap was this?
That's a
Fine.
couple of missing fingers.
It's two. It's two.
It's a mimic pocket.
It does occur to me. It does occur to me that if you were a level 1 wizard, that might have killed you.
It would have. What the fuck?
Now, this is the portion of the session where Nate clips everything.
Sorry.
So
It's fine.
I would recoil and
yeah, as I hear the mouse, the trap, and feel him recoil and probably maybe a suppressed yelp, I'm just gonna, without even turning my head, I'm just gonna say, "Don't ever do that again," and I'll just walk away from him.
I had to try. Come on.
Very good. Excellent
Just
work.
that in pain, like shaking of the finger. Like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah. Very well done.
You little bitch. Oh. Oh. God.
When he asked, he asked me which pocket I wanted it in, and then he asked you, and there was a long pause. I was just like, please say left, please say left, please say left. Yeah.
Well,
And I will walk up to Taral and so are you did it work?
That's a question for the dungeon master, I suppose.
yeah. So, for you, there is no north and south, left or right in this because there's no poles here. So you kind of instinctively use the tree as a north because it's the biggest thing here. The sense that you're getting at the very, very edge of your 6 miles, it would be off to the kind of southwest direction.
Okay.
And it's a muddled feeling as well, because you've used this a few times, back in your previous life, and it was always quite simple to really determine what it was you were sensing. You know, if it's something fiendish, it'd be quite, it would give you a kind of, when you're meditating in this way, you get almost like a color. It's like being able to taste colors. It's hard to explain, but like a fiend might be a kind of a blackish red, or a celestial might be a kind of, a cyan bluey color. Something like the feeling you're getting off this is a really odd mixture of colors that are almost making a color which you have never experienced before.
Okay. So as Gray asks, Taral will turn to him and say, well, I don't quite understand it, but it's very much a similar sort of feeling I got before, but there is something in that direction, and he points in the direction that he sensed it. I couldn't tell you what it is, I couldn't tell you a number, size. There's just something that pulling me in, but it's almost like it's something I've never felt before. And it intrigues me even more. And we must try to find what this is. Good or bad, I suppose.
Right,
We have a heading.
You have a heading.
Yes.
Okay.
So, leading you lead Bonk to like in the direction that you want to go. So it's towards the back of the little village you've got, and as the kind of it's almost in circles. It's like cutting a tree down and counting the rings. The outside rings are actually the newest ones.
Yeah.
And back here, the kind of the aesthetic of the shanty tent is starting to like disappear, and you're getting into more wooden structures. As you're walking past them, if you want to take a look at these buildings, if you'd like to give me a little perception check.
Yes. Always. 19.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
So not great.
So as you're walking past, ooh, look at that!
Natural 20 for Fichte.
What a use of a natural 20. Well done.
25.
I'd like it somewhere else.
So, as you're walking through, these they're kind of single floor, almost bungalow style buildings. No one's really extending up into a second floor yet. But as you're walking through, they are log huts essentially. But as you go past it, you look at it closely, and you see that it's not actually a log hut as such. This isn't logs stacked upon each other. It looks like someone has grown a log hut.
Oh, wow.
The logs aren't stacked. They are one solid
Piece of material.
structure. Yeah.
It's like a 3D printed log shack.
What you get if you ask for an AI art bot to give you a wood shack. So he leads you to the kind of the back of this, and looking out along this, already you can see that directly around Bonk, the ground is beginning to form. There is greenish purple grass beginning to pop up around him. Further from that, though, it makes your eyes ache to look at it, because there's something there, but there's also nothing there. It's almost like raw firmament. It doesn't have structure. It's potential. It's a potential ground. And as Bonk stands and looks at it, the ground decides that it now wants to be ground. So he stands there and he kind of points his axe off into the direction that you kind of point him towards. He goes, over there?
Yeah, I can still feel it that way.
Right,
Do you have any idea how far away it is, Taral?
Well, my awareness can normally only reaches about a mile, but here it seems to have gone much further, and it seems a good few miles at least. I can't be precise, but certainly a good few miles.
Well, I mean, if you want to go have a look, you're welcome to. 6 miles is a bit far, though. Let's see what I can do. And he holds his axe out and he points it, and a column of ground begins to form in front of him, and it's very slowly gathering speed, then stretches off into the distance. It's not paved or anything, it is just grassy ground. And it's a column that would probably allow 2 or 3 people to walk abreast.
Okay.
I don't know how long that's gone. I don't know how far. I've never really tried to extend out. I've just kind of built it as it needs it. I'm realising that I'm slipping into a bit of a Devi voice there. A Devi voice. I just kind of, build it as I need it. So I don't know how far that's going to go, but you're welcome to follow it.
Is this just void on either side of this column then?
It's not black, like, it's not like space void. It's almost like a swirling potential ground, as in it could be. It's almost like a seeing eye picture, in that you can see that there might be something there, but currently there isn't.
Oh shit, that's not playing with my brain at all.
That's fucking terrifying. That's what that is.
You're welcome to investigate further if you wish.
Taral takes a couple of steps forward onto the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna like perceive that shit.
Test it a little bit, like it's firm. It's definitely ground.
The ground is made out of fucking ground.
Oh. Okay.
The bit that Bonk has created for you, the path, is solid.
Well, if I walk out a little bit onto the solid bit, and then bend down and drape my hand over into the
void
ether.
The void. It's like trying to grab hold of mist in a dream.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh wow!
I think that what the trick is just to not think about it too much.
You can feel there is something there. It's not like you're just kind of waving your hand through the air.
Yeah, is there some kind of resistance?
There's vague resistance.
Okay.
Oh. Well, let's see how far this path goes, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be alright. I mean, nothing that I've created has disappeared so far. So, you're probably fine.
I think we'll be fine. If we run out of path, we'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's be off then. Hopefully it won't be too long.
Well, I mean, like you said, you haven't got anything better to do.
Exactly. Hopefully he'll be awake by the time we get back, but, if not, we'll just find something else to do. Alright. Let's go.
You set off. Now,
at the back of the group.
At the front.
Now, you guys don't breathe.
No.
But you kind of do out of habit. But you still bring air in through your nose. You can still smell things.
Uh-huh.
If you concentrate. And the smell here it's very pleasant. It's like it's a smell of fresh grass. It's a smell of spring.
Mm.
But that smell never seems to stop. If you were out walking in like the fields or something during spring, then you'll get like a gust of wind, and you'll get a scent on the wind like, it's spring, it's nice. This is that constantly.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't let up.
Yeah, you never get used to it. You almost become accustomed to a smell and whatnot, don't you? But
yeah.
It's always fresh, new smell.
Yeah. This is just constant, and which is vaguely odd and unsettling.
It's that new face smell. That's what it is.
New face smell. Yeah. Yep. So someone's hung a bunch of the pine scented air fresheners on the realm. So yeah, you walk, and it is utterly silent out here. The further you get away from the village, the more you realise that it is silent. There are no birds. There are no insects.
Wow.
There is no air that is moving. There's nothing to make the grass move apart from your footsteps. And eventually you realise that you can't even hear the village behind you anymore. It is deathly silent. The fact that you guys don't breathe either means that there's not even any kind of like noises. And if you were to all stop at once and not move, then it would be as silent as the grave.
Wow.
I think what I'm going to do at this point is actually summon my horse. Take the 10 minutes to summon my horse and cast Find Steed.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll mount my horse and
What does your horse look like?
it kind of looks like a nightmare. It's like pitch black, and if you will allow me, it does have smouldering coals for eyes.
Why not?
Yeah, and
This is
and
a realm
around
of
the bottom,
imagination, after all.
around the bottoms of its hooves, it's also kind of got like, like when you've got a log that's been on the fire all night and it's black, but you can still see the embers through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like on its hooves.
Okay. So you summon your steed. And the juxtaposition of this black nightmare in this pleasant, if slightly off-putting setting it's quite something.
Yep.
There is now a new smell in the air, though, which is the smell of horse. And which I'm sure Rich will attest to is a strong smell.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it does breathe.
It does breathe. And it immediately dies because there's no air here. No, I'm joking.
Damn it.
Yeah,
While he
so-
summons... Sorry.
Yeah, carry on.
I was going to say, while he summons his steed, can I just ask Octavia to fly up into the sky and just see if she can see anything in the
Yeah,
direction
right.
that we're heading?
Right then. Yeah, okay. Which way's up?
I will point to the sky.
Right, yeah. I don't know if you can see what I can see, but up's a bit relative here. But no, you pointed. That's fine. I'll go that direction. And she flies off up. And you've seen her fly previously, and she's been quite straight, confident. This is like watching a bottle rocket fly up into the sky. It's like she's not having a good time. She's kind of corkscrewing
Oh my.
as she goes up, and she kind of responds back in through your telepathic link. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. But I can see your path, wherever that is, and it's heading off. That there's fuck all around here apart from that fucking big tree over there, and everyone around it. But if you carry on going in the direction, I think there is something there.
You can't see what it is, though, right?
I mean, I could go over and have a look.
Oh, you sounded like you were a bit uncomfortable and not enjoying yourself. But if you're up for it,
I mean, I'm not entirely sure which way is up, but I'll give it a go.
And just to follow the road, surely.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that simple, mate. And I can't hear you anyway because we're doing telepathic shit. So shut up. Getting some leakage in the radio waves here. Yeah, so she flies off in the direction that you're walking. And what's the distance for your? It's 100 meters, isn't it? 100 feet?
it's not that far, actually. Yeah, let me
No.
double check for you. Hang on, I need to find the right page. I think it is. It's 100 feet, and then she's out of range. If she goes more than 5 miles, it dies.
Lovely.
Let's hope that we've been walking for at least a mile then.
Yeah.
If
So far.
she gets more than 5 miles away from me, she just disappears.
Okay. Well, I would say that you've probably walked a mile or two. So you can feel your connection getting a bit weaker, but it's still there. And she goes, and you hear her go, oh well, at least I got something to sit on. That's fine. Oh, That was weird. I don't like it.
Is she back?
No, she's away from you.
Okay, yeah, but if she's more than 100 feet, I can't hear her anymore.
Oh, then never mind then. You didn't hear anything.
I'll have to wait till she returns. Assuming she does.
Okay. Yes, she will return after a little while. She's like, yeah, there's something there. This kind of tall black pillar thing.
Like an obelisk?
No. I think it's like a pillar.
There's no apes dancing around it with bones, are there?
There are no apes.
Is there anything on top of the pillar?
I mean, there was me, briefly. No, it's just kind of, it looks like it's been carved out of black stone or something.
When you say pillar, Grey, do you mean like the ones that were back in the village? Is that what the bird means?
I'll have to ask her.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that were like just dotted around the place randomly, yeah? It was a bit like that, but the stone was weird. Back there in the village, it was all like proper grey stone. Like, you know, no offence, Grey. It was just like, you know, a stone that had been carved into a pillar. This is a kind of black stone that's been carved into something like a pillar.
Hey.
Okay, alright. Well, I think it's safe to approach. I mean, if you were sat on it, I think we'll be alright.
Oh, I didn't die.
You didn't see any creatures around, so...
No, I didn't see anything. I mean, there's fuck all around here. And it's hard to tell where are we?
We don't even know that. We're in a realm of possibilities.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. I don't know about you. I don't know what you're seeing because you keep saying, "Oh, just go up. Oh, go over there." There is no up here. Everything's a kind of sphere, but there's no directions. It's really painful.
All right, come here. Take a seat on my shoulder.
She settles down and ruffles her feathers. Oh, at least you're stable. Well, ish.
I will have relayed all the information to the rest of the crew, so, and just reiterate. So yeah, I mean, I think there's nothing dangerous out there, so I think we can approach relatively relaxed.
How far do we have to go?
I think it's a couple more miles at least.
So with the primal awareness, I can redo it again, which I would do, let's say, a couple of miles in, to recast it using another spell slot. So I would do it again. Let's say roughly 3 miles. I'll do it again.
Okay. So you cast the same spell. You stop for, the amount of time that you need. You don't get the same strength of hit this time. However, there is a kind of residual in the direction that you are headed.
Okay.
And it is the same distance, so it's about 3 miles away from where you currently are.
Yeah. Cool. So I'd finish that, come out and say, yeah, we're very much still heading in the right direction, thankfully. It's not veered off, or it's not something that is moving, but it seems to be strangely a little bit weaker feeling where we are now when we were in the village. It's really quite odd.
Okay, that's not right. But nothing about this place is right.
But with what Grey's Raven has said, that these pillars and similar to what were in the village, but of a different material. I don't know quite what all this means, but I suppose we can carry on.
Yeah, I mean, no point turning back now. Let's just push on and see what we actually find when we get there.
Okay, so you carry on. The eerie silence, apart from the stomping of horse hooves. And when you look down, you can actually see that the horse is leaving burnt hoof marks in the grass. And after a while, you start to see a black speck in the distance as you walk, heading towards it. So eventually you do reach this, and as Octavia said, it is a pillar.
Just one?
It's just a single pillar.
Okay.
The path stops here.
Oh, okay.
The pillar itself is probably about 11 foot tall, possibly about 2 feet wide, and it is circular. Rune and Grey will potentially recognize the style.
Ooh.
Oh.
Really? Okay.
Do you want us to roll to see if we recognise it, or is this?
Yeah, straight intelligence checks, I think.
Not history
That
or...
doesn't bode well.
No, I don't know if we're trying to go by memory. I don't know if history really does memory.
Okay, fair. Okay. Can we use knowledge of a past life if it's something we need before?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Intelligence is... Oh, great. A grand total of 5. Let me just roll... Shall I even bother rolling my knowledge of a past life?
Yeah, I got a total of 6.
Oh, and that's a natural 1 on the 6, so that's a total of 6.
So there's an inkling. There's it's like having a word on the tip of your tongue that you can't quite say. Something about this is familiar, but you can't put your finger on it.
Bollocks.
But what you can all recognise, though, is that etched into this stone, this black. It's not obsidian. It's not shiny, but it is a black stone, almost volcanic, possibly. Appears to be almost a statue carved into the rock. Not like where the actual column itself has been turned to a statue, but the front of it has been etched into to create a likeness.
Okay.
And that likeness appears to be a bugbear with large antlers.
What? What?
With an axe. You know how knights' tombs would have them with their hands on top of a sword?
Yes.
As they were lying?
Yep.
It's similar to that, but with an axe instead of a sword.
Holy shit. Does it look like a sarcophagus?
No, it's a pillar.
Oh, okay. Right.
No, it's not
Can
holding
I-
anything up.
Can I go up to this pillar and just check all of the grooves? Just is this something that's been formed, or has it been carved? Is it
Give me an investigation.
an investigation check? Do I have anything that helps investigation checks
Oh, man.
other than just being kind of good at them?
Past life.
Yeah, past life will help potentially. Investigation. Investigation of 22.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Good.
just because I can,
Just because
I'll
you
do
can.
the
Yeah,
past
go on.
life. Total of 24.
24. Okay, so in your line of work, surprisingly, has made you reasonably interested in stonework because you
There's
spent.
still a lot of fine art.
Yeah, I mean, you have found on occasion when you've been fencing a place and waiting for the guards to leave that you don't really have much more to do than look at the stonework.
It's fair.
So you're quite familiar with how etchings or carvings tend to look, because in this day and age, everything is handmade. And if something has been carved with a chisel and a hammer, no one's perfect, all right? There will always be a scuff. There will always be a missed hit. There'll be a straight line with a nick in it, or something will be slightly wonky, depending on how good the mason was. This is perfect. Distressingly perfect.
Heck.
Not a line out of place. The decor on it is... It's not something that you've come across before. There do appear to be markings, but you don't recognise them as being runes or letters or having any meaning. It seems to be some sort of decorative pattern. But it is clearly carved. It's clearly decorative on purpose. It's not random. But the relief of the bugbear is completely symmetrical. There is no imperfection from one side to the other. So, going by that, you would say that this was created by magic, maybe.
Yeah.
This was not made by hand.
Hell.
This is remarkable. The lines are impeccable. There's no microfractures. There's no imperfections. There's no human element to this. This must be made by magic, or else the most skilled craftsman in the entire world. This is as close to perfect I think I have seen ever. And it is all the way out here.
DM.
Yes.
Sorry. How tall did you say this thing was?
About 11 foot.
So bigger than Bonk.
Yes.
And it's not like... So it's not like a totem pole, or is that how you would have described it? Where it's like it's pillar shaped, but it's been carved in a way that it retains the shape, but then you can recognise a figure within it.
I wouldn't say it's like a totem. No. It looks like a column of stone, into which someone has carved a statue. But a relief. A relief is probably a better way of putting it.
But how much of the column does this relief?
The bit that is facing you. If you go around the back of it.
No, I mean from top to bottom.
Oh, there's probably about a foot to the top and a foot at the bottom, which is doesn't have relief on it.
So is that kind of like life size then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. Okay.
From Nathan's knowledge, Bonk was 8'2".
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Fichte just said this. I'll say this hasn't been carved, has it, Fichte?
9. If this has been carved, then I will eat. I don't know, your sword. This is magic. This has to be magic.
So this has grown here, or it's growing.
Yeah, created by something, but what? We are in the middle of nowhere, in a sea of energy.
Taral, you said this. The sense you were getting off this thing is actually weakened.
Well, this was a few miles back now. I mean, give me one more moment, and I will do the same again. But I mean, am I right in saying, Troy, that the path ends at this column?
Yes. You can walk around the column.
Yeah, but that's it. That's as far as it goes. So I would take the time to sit down again, one more time, do the primeval awareness, and from here see what I can now sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So you focus. There is a residue of feeling around this pillar. Nothing particularly strong. The strong ping that you got previously, you can't sense it anymore.
Okay.
Weird.
Can I?
Really
Can I
strange?
Put my hand upon it.
Mm-hmm.
Does anything happen?
There is a vague feeling of this. The actual stone itself is not cold. It's not warm. It's just the same ambient temperature as the world is. There is you do get a vague sense from it. It's something vaguely divine, but not.
I was just going to say, I would actually then cast Divine Sense.
Yeah.
I was also.
I assume that's what you're doing anyway. So yeah, there is something vaguely divine, but not totally.
I would also like to cast Detect Good and Evil. To see if it is affected by any of that.
The answer is yes.
Ooh. Is it good? Lisa, it's good.
To the answer of Detect Good and Evil, the answer is yes.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of me that's been magically consecrated or desecrated, would I be able to tell which?
As with Taral's feeling, your sense it's a muddled sense.
Okay.
It's knowing there's something there, but not knowing exactly what it is. It is both at the same time and yet neither at the same time.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, because
I immediately have two theories.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say this out loud to the group. My first idea is this axe that Bonk has, it seems to have some sort of mind of its own. Perhaps it is trying to regain control. It may not be able to do that directly through Bonk, at least not anymore, but perhaps it's trying to create some sort of replacement for Bonk in his image that it can control. The other idea I just had is I think this whole palaver is wearing a bit thin on Bonk, and he's getting tired of it. Do you think he came out here and tried to will a replacement for himself?
I don't think he did. He said everywhere he goes.
I mean, it may be subconscious.
Oh, it could be he's projecting subconsciously, sure.
You know, he doesn't want to do this anymore, and yet at the same time, I think he feels a great sense of responsibility.
So he's thinking if someone exactly like him could come along and take the reins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I don't suppose the Raven Queen would have any input on this.
I mean, she might, but I don't know. I don't think we have that sort of relationship that I can just call her up every time we have a question.
That's fair. I mean, she's got a lot on her plate.
Ring, ring. Ring,
Yo,
ring.
what up, girlfriend? It's your boy. Rocks fall, everybody dies.
Damn it!
There are no rocks out here.
Oh, who's gonna believe?
Yeah, it's certainly very strange.
Okay, I mean, Taral, what made you think to seek this place out?
Well, when initially I sat down, this was before we took part in the competition and things, I felt something. Well, here, this place, this has brought us to.
You just felt a thing.
I felt it's very hard to describe. I felt something which pulled me to this point, and then when we came back here, and I did the same again, this same pull to this very same place. And each time I've done it, as we've come along, and having just done it now, there's still this one nagging pull in my mind, which there's something here, but I cannot exactly specify what.
Oh shit. Hey, so you know how all a god needs to be a god is people to believe they are a god, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about all the people he saved? Maybe this is something they are manifesting. Not willingly, but by worshipping him. Is Bonk a god?
I think it's something I considered.
While all of this conversation has been happening, I would have been slowly and very delicately tracing every single line on this carving with my hand. And at Rune saying, "Is Bonk a god?" I would just immediately stop and just sort of give a look. It's like, that is surprisingly possible.
I mean, shit, we've seen all sorts. I mean, why the fuck not at this point, you know?
Is there
Everybody
a
worships
process? Is there a process to becoming a god, or?
him.
I
I mean,
don't
the
know.
Raven Queen did it.
Maybe she might have the answer we're looking
She
for.
became a god. There was story and legend about her becoming a god, becoming divine. That is, I mean, one of the things that I stole, as I told you, was some things that she owned when she was mortal. So, how did she become divine? And if she could do it, then if all you need is to have people worship you, then why not Bonk? Then everybody and everything on this plane worships him. Every single entity, creature that is here, created or brought, understands that he is their savior, their protector, their
Provider.
shield and sword.
Yeah.
Or axe, in his case. That is an explanation.
Well, just turn to grey. I think our friend is God. I think that's what's happened. Or is happening.
Yeah, happening is actually seeming quite likely. I don't know if he's quite that far. I suspect you have to probably reach some sort of like critical mass of followers to actually attain
Do you
godhood.
think there is a council that will count his followers?
No, but
He's
I
a
mean,
god!
I think
Probably not anymore, but
A week ago, I didn't think they existed, and now I've met two gods. What the fuck? This,
and the
just
devil.
starts. Oh yeah, sure, and the devil as well. Oh, that just starts babbling in
Okay.
his native tongue.
Quite a few of them, and an ice giant.
Huh.
okay. I mean, I'm fully prepared to accept that God is that Bonk is at least on his
God
way.
is bonk. Oh god.
Bonk is on his way to godhood.
In Bonk we trust.
Simply
no.
through sheer belief of the people that live here, but that doesn't explain this. And I point back to this This pillar. This is still odd.
Well, like
Maybe
you
we
were
should-
saying, maybe, subconscious manifestation. Perhaps it is not him doing it, perhaps it is them.
Maybe we should just ask him.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that Taral's sense was stronger and now it's weaker that we are here almost makes me feel like somebody or something was here and is now not here. Why would it get weaker as we got closer? But this is the spot that, I mean, you've been sensing this for a while now, Taral, yeah?
Yes,
Since we got here.
and like as I did again here, there was nothing else I sensed in the further reaches, or
Actually, I nearly forgot about this. The path that we've been walking on led directly up to this tree.
Yes, because
the column.
that is the way that Taral pointed to Bonk, and then Bonk created the path.
But it exactly up to the tree. Okay, maybe I'm reading too much into that. Yeah. Now I've forgotten what the other thing was.
I mean, there's always the possibility that Bonk himself created this at the end of the path that he created. It could be as simple as that, but he's not knowingly created this. Like you say, the axe has got some say on things, and it's now doing its own thing.
You mean the pillar wasn't here before we left?
But why would... This is what I'm trying to say, is that I had the sense for this area before Bonk created the path. So
yeah, that's why I meant
something here.
Maybe somebody was here. Maybe somebody has made this.
Maybe they're
somebody
under that column. Maybe
worshipping.
Bonk created the column on top of them. No, I'm sorry.
Fick just starts mumbling.
And the ground,
Magic.
the
Hate
ground
magic.
in and around the column, if we were to like, almost like with the end of a dagger or a sword or something, dig away at it, would you be able to dig down?
Yes. Yeah. You have the topsoil with the grass on it, and it is the same kind of uniform grass that you see everywhere here. It's almost like a default setting. But if you dig down, then you get to a kind of a rich, dark loam.
Yeah, so Taral would, like, right at the base of the column, would just dig away some of the earth and just see if the column carries on into the ground or whether it has got a firm base.
Just be careful with that. We don't know how everything works here.
So the base, the column itself has a top and a bottom, and it is a kind of a flared, not a flared, a tiered. So you got like a round circle disc, and then another disc on top of that, and then on top of that you have the column, and then on the top you have another smaller disc, and then a wider disc. As you would expect if it was holding something up. If you dig around the bottom of the bottom disc, then you find the underside of the column. So it doesn't sink deeply.
Almost looks like it's been placed there rather than it's come up out of the ground.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No,
Can I cast a spell?
Yes, you may.
Can I cast Locate Creature?
Okay.
Ooh.
And I will be trying to sense Bonk.
What's the distance on this?
It's 1,000 feet.
What's that in miles?
That's
even
a
a
number of
mile.
miles. It's somewhere between 0 and 1 mile.
Brilliant, thank you.
Wait a minute.
I think a mile is
There's 1,600 meters in a mile.
Yeah.
Oh right, so it's less than a mile.
5,280 feet is 1 mile.
It's less than a mile, yeah.
Okay. So you're trying to locate. You're specifically trying to locate Bonk.
Yep.
Okay. No, you do not. Can you bring up the? Can you like do it in the chat thing?
Oh no! You want the specific? You want the text?
I want the words. Was it locate creature? Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah, I don't have a macro for it because it's
I got it. I got it.
It's just text, but I can read it to you.
I got it. Creature's moving. Okay. So you do not get a solid ping on a bonk, but you do get a very, 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 very vague feeling from the pillar.
Oh God.
Like a little itch at the corner of your mind.
Okay, I'm just going to say I'm actually going to just raise my hand and slowly run my fingers again across the surface of the rock again, and say I don't know who or what has created this, but there is a very small essence of bonk within the surface of this rock.
This is so incredibly strange. There is bonk in the rock.
No,
But we know that the bonk is over there, so
yeah. Look, I can sense up to a certain distance. I can sense where specific people or creatures are. I mean, we've walked too far that I could actually sense bonk, assuming he's back in the village, but there's a very, very, very faint feeling that a tiny, tiny part of bonk is actually coming from inside this rock.
Yep, her bonk is a god. This is the only logical explanation, no?
Yeah, or he's multiplying and he's like a gremlin and after midnight or something.
Potentially more terrifying. More than one bonk? Huh, no. That is not good. He is scary enough as it is with just one of him.
Okay.
So what do we do? Do we tell him? Do we bring him here? Do we
I think
just completely ignore this? There's now a pathway directly to this thing. I mean, it's miles, but
I think there's no harm in just directly asking him if he knows about it. I actually assume now he doesn't know about it, because if this was something he wanted to hide, then he would have... Why would he have made the path? He would have just said it wasn't possible. Why?
I think he would have told us.
He would have found some reason that we don't find it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually assuming he doesn't know about it, but I don't think there's any harm in simply asking. I would love to actually keep an eye on this thing. I would like to come back tomorrow and see if it's changed.
Yeah, me too. I think we only tell Bonk about it for now, but I mean, if everything seems safe, it could be a place to we could get. I mean, they'll believe anything. We could tell the flock to come here and worship him because he is too busy to hear them.
That might be a really bad idea, actually.
I know.
Yeah, moving everybody away from the tree.
Oh no, I mean like a daily thing.
No, that might be a terrible idea.
Almost like a
As I
pilgrimage,
said,
you might say.
Yeah, that will only reinforce. That might just reinforce what's going on here. And also, if this is a malevolent force that isn't Bonk, who is trying to reclaim control of him and this realm, I don't necessarily want to be sending flocks of worshippers towards it.
Sure.
Hundreds or thousands of people on this tiny little walkway for miles. No, that is.
Yeah. Fair enough.
People will fall into the void.
Fair enough.
And
Silly idea.
I think we keep this amongst ourselves for the moment.
Okay. Yeah.
A bit.
Well,
I
I
suppose
guess...
then back we go, and a word with Bonk is very much needed.
Yeah, I think so. Let's get back.
Okay. So you make your way back along the path, following the way you came. The hoof prints in the grass have healed. As
Nice.
you walk along.
Andy.
So you make your way back to the village. You're eventually starting to hear the sounds of people again, and you realise that how much you've missed it. Because at least even in the real world, when you are out there in the wastelands, there's still the sound of wind. You know, even if it is bringing the smell of death and decay, there's still movement. There's still the indication that you are not, in fact, just walking through nothing.
Limbo.
Yeah. So yes, you get back to the village, and as you're making your way through, when you first arrived here, there were kids running around, and they had like green painted sticks strapped to the heads of headbands, going, "I'm Father Bonk, and I'm going to save everyone." Even only a few hours later, there's now kids running around with black marks running down their faces, walking around with cloaks saying, "I am the prophet Rune, and I will tell you the story of Father Bonk and how he came to be."
Shit. Oh, fuck.
Wow.
yeah, well done.
Rune stabs himself in the head.
Stabs his eyes out.
Out of character.
You end up in front of the Raven Queen. She isn't happy.
Get back there, you little...
So yes. So after asking around a little bit, you find the Bonk is actually in his hut, just sitting in the dark, taking 5. When the door opens, he looks up sharply and realizes it's you. Oh. So, what'd you find?
Taral?
Well, we ventured out and quite a few times over the course of the journey. I did my thing again. I still sensed something, but a little bit weaker. And as we got to the very limit of where I'd first sensed, we found a tall, black sort of stone column. The column depicted
It was a pillar. It was a black
pillar. Depicted a very, very much likeness to
It was a pillar.
yourself. A pillar.
Sorry, what did you say? I couldn't hear you over grey coffee. What did you say?
We found a pillar, a black stone pillar.
Do you know anything about that, Bonk?
What, a black stone pillar? No.
Yeah.
No.
You haven't been out there before.
Well, no. You saw I made a path. How could I go out there if I couldn't?
I have to. Fuck me. Words. What skills? Stuff. Things I can do. What's it called? Insight.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Oh, we got there eventually.
Roly, chicky thing.
Okay, roll to fuck. Yeah. Okay.
And without even looking at the result, I'm going to roll a d6. Oh, it was okay. Yeah. Thank you. Without even looking, the
9.
The groan, the groan told me all I need to know. So 9.
Okay. Bonk, is looking a mixture of perplexed and annoyed.
The axe is there, right? I mean, it never leaves his side.
Yeah, no, the axe is there.
I'm going to look at the axe, and I want to see if the blade is made out of the same rock as the pillar.
Ah, interesting. Give me a perception check.
Don't fuck it up.
Or investigation. Would you mean investigation? I think perception.
Okay.
I was gonna say I would say investigation is when you kind of like properly pick something up and give it a once over, but from a distance, I would say it's a perception.
Okay.
From a distance.
That is a 13. Let me just use knowledge from a past life.
Keep track of how many you've got.
Yeah, I am.
Knowledge of dead things.
You only get 4.
Yeah, I know. That's 3 I've used this session. So that's 18.
18, okay. So, yeah, from a distance at a glance, the axe blade looks more obsidian.
Okay, so it's more shiny.
It has a glass quality to it. The edge is literally razor sharp.
Yeah.
The stone of the pillar was almost a matte black.
Okay.
Rather than a glossy black.
And there's nothing that adorns him that matches the rock that the pillar was made from?
No, Bonk doesn't wear much.
No, I didn't think so. Okay. Alright. Okay. Eric is not yet awake.
Oh, I haven't checked, actually. I kind of assumed Snick would come and tell me, but...
Oh.
But
He
I mean,
did
if you
say.
wanna...
He did say, of course, yes.
At which point... there is a scampering of feet outside and a frantic knocking on the door, or the kind of heavy skin tent flap.
Yeah.
Father, Bonk, he's awake. He's awake. He's asking for Grey and for Rune.
Oh. Let's go.
Wait.
What?
Nick, did you tell him their names?
No. He is awake. He has awoken and immediately he is refusing food and drink. He just wants to speak to Rune and Grey.
I'm going to shoot a look to Rune and Grey, and it's like, we will be careful what we share.
Yes.
He may be useful to us, but we do not know everything.
Do not know who this person is. Very much on our guard. Let's go.
Okay. So you make your way across to the laboratory forge.
Yes.
And as you step in, Eric is sat up now on the edge on the end of his bed, and looking at him, you can see his eyes are actually a kind of pale green. And as soon as he sees you, Rune and Grey, his recognition definitely flares in his eyes. Look, I thought it was you. I didn't know if I dreamt it, but it's you. It's you. We found you. I have to get you to Britha Tower. And that's what we'll call it for the evening.
Oh! What?
What?
You were right. You were right, Nadz. You were right.
What did I say?
Sorry.
Britha Tower. It's still there. It's still out there.
Yeah.
It's shot off into the sky like a rocket.
Yeah.
It's currently orbiting this planet.
Oh,
Shit! I'm gonna rewrite that all now.
Like a magical space station.
They saw it was coming. They were like, nope, and they hit the big red button. Took off.
There we go.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for being with us this evening. There's been a lot of activity in the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for playing this evening. I hope you had fun. I know it was more a chatty roleplay session.
It's good.
It was wonderful.
Chatty is fun.
Yes.
Hell, lots of things to unpack.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. So remember, no stream next week. And the week after that is the NCL Battle Royale.
Nice. And that's gonna be fun.
Hopefully so. So we need audience members for the battle royale. So all you people chatty in the chat, if you want to come back, more than welcome to.
Bring your friends.
I was going to say, bring your friends.
Yep. So with that, thank you very much, everybody. Have a lovely evening, have a lovely week, have a lovely weekend, and remember, don't be a dick.
Be a dick.
That's pretty good, actually. Well done, guys. Right.
We're getting
With
better.
that-
Maybe.
Damn it.
With that, thank you very much, everybody, and a good night.
Good night.
Goodbye, everybody.
In a world of adventure, of magic and might, with crypts full of cryptids and caverns of light, and evil is lurking, hungry to conquer the land. We're alone come for heroes, ready to march out to